Hi, everyone. It's meteorologist Justin Stapleton. Thanks for jumping on to click2houston.com. Good news. We've actually been able to see a decent break in the rain that has been just soaking much of southeast Texas for the better half, about 3 days now. This is what we've seen over the last 12 hours. You can see a swath about 1 to 2 inches down towards Columbus as you go further south into Victoria, and then just right along the coastline. Now, certainly the coast doesn't need any more rain after the 7 to close to 10 inches they got in some spots, but still 1 to 2 after a significant break overnight. They can handle it at this point, and just some scant amounts here, but just a very soggy kind of raw weekend. We've seen temperatures in the 50s. Not expecting much change as we go into the overnight hours tonight. So we've got a surface boundary hanging out just offshore. That's where you see a lot of the concentration of the more, we'll call it heavier, severe weather, and that's where a lot of the thunderstorm activity is when it runs into some of that warmer Gulf moisture. Meanwhile, the upper level lower, sort of the driving force of all of this system, is still back off to the west here. This is going to continue to spin, and this is going to move through Texas overnight tonight through Monday. So it is still in Mexico, and all of this that you see developing here is going to be moving across the state over the next 24 hours. Now, the other good news is that we've been able to part back some of the flash flood watches, just including Harris down towards Brazoria, Galveston, Chambers, and Liberty counties. That's through 12 o'clock on Monday. That does not include the north and western counties, as we don't believe we're going to continue to see a heavy amount of rain. So one area of low pressure just off of Brownsville there, that's what we call a surface low. That's been hanging off at the end of that little boundary. Here's the bigger low that's driving all of this. Watch how both of these kind of work together as we go overnight tonight into tomorrow. So heavy rain expected just southwest of us. That starts to move in around 11 o'clock through midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Also looking at some heavier rain potential along the coast as these two boundaries, so to speak, merge together by about 3, 4 o'clock, and that's when we could be looking at a potential for some heavier rainfall overnight going into early Monday morning. So the Monday morning commute likely going to be fairly soggy at times. Then as we get in through about 9, 10, 11 o'clock through lunchtime, most of that shifts eastward. The parent low, the bigger one, heads up towards Dallas, takes most of the rainfall with it. And they're both out of here. So how much additional rain could we see as we go in towards tomorrow afternoon? Well, right now, possibility of upwards of about 1 to 2 inches area wide. Could see some isolated pockets of 1 to 3. That'll mainly be down along the coast, and that's where any flood concerns will be that we'll have to watch for as we go to the overnight hours. Speaking of going overnight tonight, not much change in the temperature. We'll hold it right around 52 to 54 degrees, and that's where we'll start the day tomorrow. So 1 to 2 widespread overall. Could see 1 to 3 closer as you get down to the coast. Flooding concerns, isolated flood potential at the coast, but that's about it because everyone inland is not seeing that much rain. Thus, we can handle a decent amount tonight. Severe weather, there's a slight risk we could get some strong thunderstorms, especially early overnight in towards tomorrow. But the majority of that, though, I think will stay offshore. Here's the best news. Once that's out of here, we've got a much better looking work week forecast. Tuesday, 70 degrees, sunny skies. Nice to give us a chance to dry out just a bit. We've got another quick moving cold front sliding through here Wednesday night into Thursday. Just a 20% chance of showers, and most of that will be in the overnight hours. We'll go from 70, though, down to 50 for a high on Thursday. And look at those overnight lows crashing into the low 30s. Could be looking at our first widespread freeze, or at least a potential anyway, as we go to early Friday morning, as lows will be around 32 degrees. And then slowly warming back up into the 60s and 70s, but then another chance for some scattered showers sliding through here as we get in through the end of the weekend and early next week. That's your forecast from right here at click2houston.com. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We'll keep you updated throughout the rest of your weekend and get you set for your work week forecast and get your weather needs, including any additional watches and warnings, right here at click2houston.com.